and welcome to your March 2018 love reading with Divine Love Tarot. Want to welcome you to my channel, whether it's your first time or if you're a return viewer. If you're a subscriber, thank you so much. And if you haven't subscribed, I hope you do by the end of this video. All right, let's go ahead and get into your March reading. All right, guys. The first card I pull is going to represent the current energy for the month of March, or for whenever you're reading. I keep saying reading. Whenever you're seeing this reading. All right, and the first card we get is the Chariot. All right, Leo, so maybe some of you guys are dealing with a Cancer. If not, you might be dealing with someone who has the qualities of a Cancer, someone who's sensitive, someone who is intuitive, someone who is strong-willed. All right, so you may be dealing with someone who has their eye on you, someone who's very interested in you. You just want to be careful of their motives sometimes with the Chariot. Okay, the Chariot can represent wanting to push forward or wanting to jump into something that you should probably consider a little bit more carefully. All right, so watch that energy. It could be a possible new relationship for my singles. If you're in a relationship and someone's trying to push things to a level that you're not ready to go to, don't be afraid to say, look, I need to slow things down a little bit. I'm not quite ready, okay? Give me some time to think. All right, crossing that or your challenge this month, and we get the Knight of Swords, okay? So definitely some of you might be dealing with someone who is an air sign or has qualities of an air sign. All right, the Knight of Swords can also just represent someone who's an Aquarius or a Capricorn. It's on that cusp. And this person is, Knight of Swords can be someone who's a little bit pushy. Okay, the Knight of Swords is also compared to like the Knight in Shining Armor, Prince Charming, the person who swoops in, right? Wants to rescue you, wants to sweep you off your feet. And so they tend to be very pushy and opinionated about what it is that they want or when they want something, okay? They move very fast. So once again, like I said, if you're dealing with someone who is trying to move faster than you're ready for, then don't feel like you definitely would have to say, look, it's not that I don't want what you want. I just think we need to go a little bit slower. Okay, let's go ahead and see what your past energy, what you're coming out of. And we got the Three of Swords in the reverse. All right, Leo, so that can indicate that you're coming out of some type of situation where you were hurt. You know, this could have been a past breakup. This could have been something that happened to you that's been affecting you for a long time, or it could have been something within your relationship that it took a while for you to get over. You might still even be healing from it. Okay, because the Three of Swords in reverse represents slow healing. Okay, it can also represent misunderstandings and also a possible love triangle that has not been either resolved or that you may be aware of, but you're just not taking any steps to do anything about. Okay? So whether you are the person who has an outside situation and you're just allowing it to continue, or you know that the person that you with had an outside situation and you didn't really address it, that can also be indicated by the Three of Swords in reverse. All right, now let's move on to your future energy, and we've got the Queen of Swords. Okay, the Queen of Swords in a love reading is interesting because for my singles, okay, this can represent you being single, being selective about who you want to, enter into a relationship with. The Queen of Swords is very no nonsense, okay? So if you are in a relationship, this could be a time where you're like, you know what, enough of the foolishness, or even if it's not foolishness, just enough of anything that you don't want, okay? So you see that sword, she's wielding it, that is cutting through any mess, any nonsense, any crap, anything that she sees unfit to be presented in front of her, right? She's a queen. Well, that's like, look, I don't take anything. I don't take no mess. Also, with the Queen of Swords, this can indicate possibly being in the friend zone, okay? So this can indicate maybe someone that you might be interested in, and Or it could be this situation where you have someone approaching you hot and heavy and fast, and you're like, look, I think we'd be better off as friends. So maybe in the future you do get them into that friend zone where it's like, look, I enjoy your company, but I don't necessarily want to have a relationship with you, whether it's now, whether it's at all, okay? Because the Queen of Swords, she likes someone who's intellectual, which the Knight of Swords can present themselves or should be able to present themselves as intellectual. She likes someone who's humorous. She likes someone who may be a bit sarcastic, a very airy quality. So it would seem like the Knight of Swords would be someone that she's attracted to. But hey, if there's other indicators that if you're in a relationship already and there's someone coming towards you, you're like, hey, look, slow down. I'm already in a relationship. And then that's where we get the friend zone. Okay. So, let's go ahead and move on to what you want. Okay, Cancer. And I pull the Five of Pentacles. And I don't like that in that position. Okay, so Five of Pentacles. I feel like the person that you want may not necessarily treat you right or may not necessarily be right for you. So, and if I called you guys Cancer at any point, I have to apologize because this is the Leo reading, and I know we're in the Leo reading, and I'm reading for Leo energy. It's just that the Chariot can represent the Cancer. So if I did say that you guys were Cancer, I'm throwing it off a little bit, and I apologize. If I didn't, then just disregard everything I just said. Okay, so for the Five of Pentacles to be in the what you want position of this reading, it's indicating that you might want someone who doesn't necessarily treat you right. And so if I'm looking back to this past position with this Three of Swords in the reverse, it may have been a situation where whoever this person is, even though they caused you some type of hurt or or you guys had some type of misunderstandings, that is the situation that you want or the person that you want. And we have that famous phrase or saying, the heart wants what the heart wants, okay? So unfortunately for some of my Leos, you guys, what you want is probably a little bit dysfunctional. Okay? I'm going to pull another card at the end of the reading. I'm going to let that sit. I'm going to think about that for a while because I really don't like to see negative cards in the what you want section because, that's all you. That's all you're feeling. That's all your desires. So when I see that you desire the Five of Pentacles, it's like, okay, there's something more going on here. That means that there's some dynamic between you and either the person that you are in a relationship with or there's some dynamic within you where you feel like you don't deserve better than this, okay? Let's go ahead. And that's going to resonate for who it resonates for, okay? We're going to come back to that. Let's go ahead and move on to your internal factors, okay? This could be conscious or subconscious factors. And we have the Wheel of Fortune in the reverse. Okay, so the Wheel of Fortune in the reverse is just saying that, you guys are kind of contemplating things, all right? You're probably reevaluating your feelings. If you're in a relationship, you may be reevaluating your relationship, especially if it's a long-term relationship, okay? So you're just at a point where you're saying, okay, is this something that I want to go forward with? Is this something that suits me? Is this something that no longer suits me, okay? With the Wheel of Fortune, it's like getting clear on what it is that you want out of either a relationship or whatever relationship that you're in, and then recognizing if you're not getting that and taking the steps to rectify that. All right, and so with that, let's go ahead and move on to the advice card for this reading, and we get the Emperor in reverse, okay? So the Emperor in reverse is saying that you may need to rely a little bit less on your logic and a little bit more on your heart, okay? So if you feel like, something is the logical thing to do, like sometimes when you're in a long-term relationship, getting married seems like the next logical step, right? But if this person hurts you or brings you heartache or there's a lot of misunderstandings, you may need to consider if that is the most if that's what you want. Okay, logically it may make sense to be with this person, but emotionally it may not. Okay, and that's up to you to determine what is important. Do you want to be in a relationship that's emotionally satisfying, or, whatever this situation is that you have going on here that may not be the most emotionally satisfying? Maybe it satisfies other aspects of your life or your wants or your desires, especially if this person is financially secure. Maybe you and this person are good friends, but emotionally you guys don't click. And so that friendship guides you guys to continue the relationship, but emotionally you're not being fulfilled by this person. And that can also be what this Five of Pentacles represents. Okay, so it may not necessarily be that this person is treating you bad. They just may not be right for you, because if you've ever been in a relationship with someone who doesn't understand you emotionally, sometimes you can feel like you are left out. You can feel like you are abandoned, because at the end of the day, the person that we are with, we would like them to understand us. And if that person doesn't understand that doing things or being cold or callous or whatever can result in misunderstandings and you having hurt feelings, then you go through a cycle, right? You go through a cycle of good times and then times where you're feeling down because you really feel like this person just doesn't understand you. Okay, and they want to push forward and move things along, even though you guys haven't gotten that fundamental dynamic down between the two of you. All right, so that's going to resonate for some of you guys. For others, with the Emperor in reverse, it's just also about removing people or habits that no longer suit you, right? So anything that is causing chaos in your life or is causing any type of discord, you're going to get rid of it. Or you would want to get rid of it, because this is your advice. And also, this can just indicate that you need to set boundaries for yourself and set boundaries with others. Okay, so once again, if you have someone who is pushing for some sort of relationship that you don't want or you're not ready for, then you need to set the boundary and say, look, I don't consider you as anything other than a friend. All right, I'm not interested, but thanks. We can be friends, but that's all I have to offer you. You don't need to fall into trap. You don't need to date this person if you're not really interested, okay? You don't need to move the relationship forward if you're not ready for that yet. All right, now let's go ahead and move on to the external factor of this reading, and we get the King of Wands in the reverse. All right, so with the King of Wands in the reverse, the King of Wands can be someone who is a fire sign. More specifically, a Sagittarius. It falls on like the Scorpio Sagittarius cup, okay? But the King of Wands in the reverse can indicate that you're dealing with someone who's a little bit self-centered, selfish. They feel self-entitled. They feel like they deserve whatever it is that they want, okay? When the King of Wands is in reverse, he's not very diplomatic at all. He's kind of like a spoiled brat, very dramatic when they don't get their way, fiery temper, not afraid to complain and just, go on about what they're not getting or what's not to their liking. All right, so either you're dealing with someone like this, or this is how you're being seen by, whether it's your partner or, the people that you might be dating or the people who are interested in you if you're single. So, if that's the case, then it's almost like you're coming across as kind of like a spoiled brat, just a little bit. Okay, Leo, but like I said, if that's not the case, then you were dealing with someone who has those characteristics. Also, it can indicate if you're in a relationship that maybe your partner also needs some time to figure out what they want. All right, so maybe this may be a pause here with this Chariot, because you both need some time to figure out what you want. Okay, so it may not just be you, Leo. Maybe you're at a point in your relationship where the both of you are trying to figure out, okay, you know what? And then, that would be if you are good friends, or if you do have a good relationship, or if you do have that foundation there where the communication between you guys is very positive and open, then, you could definitely come to terms with the fact that maybe we're not good romantically. Maybe we're better off in a friendship. Okay, now let's go ahead and move on to your hopes and your fears. And we get the Ace of Cups. And here goes the love that's missing in the rest of this reading, right? The Ace of Cups represents feeling in love, big emotions, lots of emotions, either falling in love, feeling like you're in love, renewing the love in a relationship. You just want all the feels, okay? So this can also represent, you might possibly want some new love. You might want to move on from a situation into something new, okay? It's like you're ready to get out of any stagnation, and you're ready to open up and feel all these feelings that, maybe you have not felt in a long time. Okay, Leo? And so let's go ahead and move on to the outcome card. And we get the Three of Pentacles. All right, so with the Three of Pentacles, it's like someone has all the qualities that you're looking for. Okay, so if you are single, then you may meet someone who does have the qualities that you're looking for. So if this Knight of Swords is not doing it for you, then, there may be someone else who is. Now, also, you could be in a situation where maybe the person that you are with, okay, or this is for my couples, okay? And only some of my couples, not all. This is a situation where maybe the person that you're with is Cancer or has Cancer-like qualities, okay? But then there's someone, this Knight of Swords, who more has the qualities that you're looking for, okay? And you may have to make a decision as to whether you're going to, stay with this person, move on to this person. For some of my Leos, it looks like maybe you've been seeing both of these people, okay? And you have to make a decision because, you know, it seems here like there's been some trouble brewing for a while. So if this Three of Swords, I'm looking at the three. So we have Three of Swords, we have the Three of Pentacles, and, together that can definitely solidify the fact that for some of you guys, there is a third party situation going on, whether it's you or whether it's the person that you're dealing with. Okay, but the Three of Pentacles in the upright can also indicate maybe meeting someone at work. Okay, for others, it's the fact that you two are going to work together. And whether that's working together to make the relationship work or coming together and working on the fact that maybe you guys recognize that the relationship doesn't work and moving it to a phase, even if you have to downgrade to friends for a little while to get things back on track and refocus and see if this is something that you want to do, okay? I'm going to go ahead and come back to this Five of Pentacles, all right? Because I did say I don't like it. And we get the Knight of Wands, okay? So the Knight of Wands. So for some of my Leos, you're dealing with a person who can be represented by the Knight of Wands. The Knight of Wands is very fiery, very passionate, very charming, okay? But they're not necessarily the most emotional, not necessarily the most emotionally aware, and not necessarily one for commitment. Okay, so if there is a situation where, you are attracted to someone or you're in a relationship with someone who knows how to connect with you on that level, but then emotionally they leave you feeling kind of empty, that may be why this Five of Pentacles came out. For others, you want someone who is the Knight of Wands, okay? It may not necessarily be that you guys are in a situation. Maybe this is just someone from the past that you're thinking about. Maybe you just can't get over them, all right? Because the Three of Swords represents slow healing. So the Knight of Wands could have been someone from your past who, they might not have been the best for you. They might have left you. They might have left you, okay? The Knight of Wands could have been someone who broke up with you and left you in the past, but for whatever reason, you still have feelings for that person. And maybe that's what's affecting this whole entire reading, the fact that you still have feelings for someone who hurt you. Okay? The Knight of Wands, it's like the Knight of Wands. What else do I want to say about the Knight of Wands? there's just something about that combination that's really like, I don't know. It's really kind of. Let me look at what your theme is for the year, Leo. I did the yearly snapshot, so let's go back and see what the Leo yearly snapshot is. And where did I put it? Guys, excuse me for a second. We're almost done with this video. I just want to make sure that I'm not missing anything, because I do know the Knight of Wands sometimes can be considered as a player, right? They're very sexual. They like to, you know, start new relationships. They like new love relationships. So maybe you might even have the energy of the Knight of Wands, okay? Maybe you want to go back to a time where, you know, you were just able to kind of do your thing, all right? And whether doing your thing represented, you know, dating several people or, you know, whatever it was, maybe that's what you're looking back to, okay? And that's going to resonate for some, not for everybody. Why can't I find the yearly snapshot? Well, I'll put a link to the video for the yearly snapshot so that you guys can take a look at what your challenges and your theme is for the year. But I know for Leo, I believe one of the themes was about less drama in your relationships and your love life, right? And you know, of course, you know, and this is only one aspect of this reading. But if there is a situation where you are dating multiple people, or you're seeing someone who's dating other people, you know, that's one of the biggest factors of drama. Because even if you say that, you know, I know this person's seeing other people and I'm okay with it, I really feel like even sometimes that you're okay with it. It's like you're okay until you're not getting your way, right? And so that's where this King of Wands in the verse can come in. It's like you're okay until maybe you realize that you're not getting the quality time that you want, and you may feel like the other person is, right? You're okay with that until someone tells you, oh, you know, I saw so-and-so with this other person. Or you're okay until you see so-and-so with this other person. So that is going to resonate with someone. That's not for everybody. That's just a special, you know, that's a message for whoever is in that type of a situation. Okay, Leo. But for my other Leos, I feel like you're in a long-term situation with someone who you may have, you know, an intellectual friendship-like connection with, and there may be some type of strain in the department of emotions, and you are craving that. And maybe because that's lacking, that's what keeps you thinking or wanting this Knight of Wands. All right, that might have not been the best person for you, but maybe they made you feel something that's missing in your current situation. Okay, and for others, it's just the person that you're with who is possibly a player and leaving you feeling emotionally empty because they're not giving you the kind of love and attention that you want, all right, that you hope for. You hope that things will move into this direction in the future, but here where I see the Queen of Swords in the future position, it doesn't really seem like that's going to be the outcome. Okay, Leo, so at this point, that's the end of this reading. I'm going to go ahead and move into the extended reading. So if you're interested in extended reading, there's a little eye icon on your screen. You can click that and it'll take you to how you can order the reading. And please make sure you specify the month and the sign that you want, okay? Because it's just a general order for extended. So in the options part of your order, you can put in, I want the Leo March extended reading, okay? Or just put Leo/March. I don't know what that means. All right, guys. So I hope this reading resonated with you guys. Let me know in the comment section, okay? If you don't want to put your business in the comments, go ahead and give me an email. I love to discuss these readings with you guys. I love the feedback that I get. And if you want your own reading, personal reading, you can contact me at divinelovetarot@gmail.com. It's been scrolling throughout this video, so if you want to see it physically, you can get it from the video. All right, guys, and I will see you guys at the next reading. Bye, Leo.